So what do you guys think, like, what are your kind of emotions after seeing this ad? Do you think, did it scare you? No, it didn't scare you at all? Nobody?
I mean, I'm assuming this is like, oh, this is where she lives. Like, I don't know about anyone else. When I text and drive, I know where the stop signs are. I know where the lights are. In areas that I don't know, I don't text because like that can happen. But I can sit here and do this, and like it's still in my peripheral vision. I can see. So to me, I think it's kind of a stupid commercial.
Okay. What about anybody else? What do you guys back there?
Does it have like an effect on you after watching it?
I mean, like, it made me anxious. I can't say that it's going to change my actions seeing a commercial. So,
Okay.
This is kind of like the same as every other commercial that we're seeing about texting and driving.
Mm-hmm. So I guess for some of you that didn't just answer, after viewing this ad, do you think you will remember the ad and won't text and drive when you are in the car?
No.
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 So if you got in the car right now and you just left and got in your car and somebody texted you, you wouldn't think, be like, oh, that
No,
girl
no.
getting in a
Wouldn't
crash.
think twice.
This
No.
won't be in your ad.
No,
I
there's
don't think
only.
about it because it just happened, but after a day or so, I would.
Yeah.
You won't remember.
So why do you think it wasn't effective?
It's trying to scare you. Like it's like if you're half intelligent, you're like, oh, that she's just being dumb. You're like, oh, I wouldn't do that.
So I guess through like other ads for like kind of smoking and stuff. So do you think, are you like, I guess for you, since you said trying to scare you, so other scary ads, are you like kind of affected by those or no? Do you just kind of say?
I mean, like the smoking ones are like, a lot of that is sensationalized, kind of like, oh, smoking causes cancer. Like, they haven't really proven that it does. It's just it's really, really strongly correlated. So
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't do it because there's no reason not to. There's no reason for me to, in me personally, but like, other than that, it doesn't scare me into going, oh God, I better not do that or this will happen.
So fear ads don't really do anything for you.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I mean, I'll learn all the risks, and if I still decide to do it, some ad's not gonna change my mind, because it's not like 50 years ago and we didn't know about these things. Like, we all know about smoking, we all know about texting and driving. I'm still gonna do it now, and ad these days is gonna change my opinion.
So-
I think drunk driving ads are a little bit more effective at scaring people than texting and driving and smoking ads,
Okay.
just because.
Do you guys think that maybe if they would have shown like the after effects, like some ads do, you know, when you see kind of after they've been in an accident and what happens, do you think that's more effective? Or like seeing this, like what puts fear in you the most, your ads like that?
I think the after effects would be more effective for me personally.
After effects?
Like when they show,
Because then you actually see what happened, yeah.
like when they show like when drunk driver people come in, you know, and they like give speeches, and I killed this family, and you know, they talk about how bad they feel. I think that's more effective.
So maybe in
than, oh,
person
boom.
is more rather than
Yeah, like
commercial,
what if
because
she
it's
had hit
kind
some
of more
girl on the
personal.
side of the road?
So
Like,
so something that kind of like links it to you, like saying, instead of like, oh, she's just dumb, she just got in an accident because she was being stupid, like.
But you
it's-
don't know what
well,
happened, like if the person died or not.
Actually, the most effective texting and driving ad I've ever seen was in my Ad 230 class, and
Probably
he
know what we're
showed.
about.
We're actually gonna show that.
Oh,
right here.
oh, the texting and driving one with the British one
Yeah,
that like
that's-
shows the entire accident play out. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's the
We're
more
about to-
effective one that I've ever seen
Well,
because of
should we
shock
transit
value.
into that?
Yeah, we can do that one.
It's not this one, is it? Did we?
Okay. So again, what are your emotions after seeing this ad? What are you guys thinking?
Well, I guess first, how many of you have seen that before?
Couple?
Okay. So what were your reactions to it? I know it was long.
Definitely more effective than the first one.
Mm. It's used in the UK, so it's not shown here on TV because I think the length and everything. But do you think if they showed that here in the United States, do you think it'd be more effective, or do you think it's too much for us here?
It's too long for here in the United
But I mean, if
States.
they like cut it up a little, like showing
Uh,
it.
I think people would honestly like reject it just because it is kind of gory.
Mhm.
They wouldn't like want kids seeing it.
Yeah.
So.
So you guys like freaked out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
they show like I saw another one in my driver's ed class that it was a shorter version, but it showed them inside smacking around and everything, and like
Mhm.
it was kind of more comical because we were 15 at the time, so they were like, but like this, like it was they were trying to be slightly less serious about it, but it was still pretty serious. The one where they're like, yeah, and they had a woman talk about her friends, and they don't talk about all the stuff that happens because you're like, oh, you hit like. Oh, my friend broke her shoulder, then she broke her femur, and like all this happened to one person because it went like this, and then like the ad had like 6 people in it like this, so it was a shorter version that I saw, but yeah. Effective.
So after seeing this ad, do you guys think you'll remember it and won't text and drive? And for those of you who have already seen it, have you like thought about this ad?
Yeah.
How long ago did you see it?
2 years ago?
2 years ago. How about you?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And
Somewhere
you still think about it? If you
Yeah,
text, like every once in a while.
I mean, after seeing a lot more ads, I reduced the amount of time I text in the car, but I mean, it never stopped me. I try to be safer about it because I understand that things like this can happen, and if I see myself swerving or anything like that, I just put it away and
But this
Keep
is
driving.
stuck with you definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, like
it's almost scarring.
for me, I'll text if it's like me and one other person, but if it's like that, they're all talking and being loud, like me personally, I wouldn't feel safe texting and driving and being distracted by
Yeah.
friends. Because they tell you even if she wasn't texting, if her friends were just like bugging her on the radio, then you could even get an accident doing that. So it's just like way too many things at once.
So what about the rest of you guys? Do you think after seeing this, like as a passenger, your friend started texting, you'd be like, hey, put your phone away. You can do that later.
I would just offer to text for
Yeah.
him.
That's-
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why ads haven't like focused on that yet. Like, let your friend text, you drive. Like,
Yeah, a lot of them have been just put it away until you're done texting or until you're done driving.
yeah.
Well, I do like shortcuts on my phone. Like you can save shortcuts, so you type 2 letters and it puts a phrase. You're like, oh, on my way.
Have any of you ever used like, you know, you can like talk in your phone and it types it out? Have any of you used that while driving maybe?
Yeah.
Siri's not exactly good at that, as I've found.
Like you guys kind of already said, you thought it was a really effective ad, more effective than the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Probably, I don't know, for the same thing, like, oh yeah, that's that ad every couple of days. That's all I would need if I saw that every couple of days. I think that would much more
Do you ever pay attention to like radio ads?
That's right now. They're usually really distracting. You just switch the channel.
So there's a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of things happening. What stood out to each of you the most?
Probably when you were like seeing what was happening inside the car and how like severe their injuries were just from that one mistake. Is probably what stood out to me most.
Yeah, I think not usually how quickly it happens. You having to take your eyes off it for a couple seconds, because how often, I mean, that happens in Jack a lot.
What about the scene with the little kid in it?
Yes.
The ripple effects, kind of like all the
You see,
people that
like,
got
the
hurt. Yeah. Like the
Like it's
the
not just
kids
your
that
car
were
that's being injured, it's just the
I
other.
think for me, it was that last car hit them as well. That's probably.
I thought the part where like it was the girl that started it, like the one who was driving, she just screaming. You could see like in her face that like she definitely like realized it was her fault. Like she just looked like ashamed of herself and upset that her friends were dead. And like she just like she felt guilty.
She was the only one alive, I think.
Yeah.
And like she knew she did it. Like she just had that look of guilt. Like look what I just did. Like she was just so upset. That really stuck with her.
Do most of you like only text when you're alone, or like does it like he kind of said that already? But like if you have like you think about it, like if your friends are in the car like that, you wouldn't want to endanger them?
Yeah.
Or do you not think about it like that?
Usually if my friends are in the car, they usually either ask if like I can just have them text for me, or if I'll just say, hey, I don't feel like texting right now, can you do it for me?
Is it because you like think that it's endangering them, or just because it's easier to like?
Like a little bit of both, like, cause usually if my friends are in the car, we're going somewhere and we need to tell other people to go somewhere, so it's gonna be a longer text. And so it'll just take a long time and it's more like focused than I have to give right now, so I might as well hand it off to someone who can write like a paragraph text. And
I usually like just in that scenario, like if I have to like, you know, I have to talk a lot, it's not just like a 2-word text, I just call people.
Do you
Or
know
I
you guys
tell
do
them.
that where it's like, if you have to tell them or you know you're having a conversation, you just call because you know you're driving and don't want to text?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I usually.
that, or like, if I have friends in the vehicle, majority of the time, those are the people I text anyway, so there's no point in texting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I guess in conclusion, you guys thought that the first ad was not effective. Was it at least a little effective to any of you guys?
A little bit,
Yeah.
it keeps it in your mind that you're not supposed to text and drive.
Like I
That's
think,
not a reminder.
Yeah.
like I saw like that like driver's ed, and I didn't really know much about it, but I've seen so many of those that it didn't stick out. But like the first time I saw one, I went, oh crap! Like I never thought of how quick it would take. But now that I've seen that, oh, it takes only 5 seconds. Like I've seen like 20 of those by now, probably.
So the gory one definitely sticks in your mind.
Yeah,
more.
that's different.
I guess one question is, do you guys ever hear from your parents like about texting and driving? I know my parents are very like, you know, if you're driving alone, they continuously tell me it. Do you guys ever, you know, other people remind you of that?
Yeah, my mom smacks me if I can pull out my phone. Even though I'm answering a phone call, she'll literally reach across and smack me.
I get lectures every time I go home for Thanksgiving. It's great.
Yeah, well, there's been some new, you know, AT&T did a really big, like
Their
program,
promotion
Can't
thing.
Stop Texting and Driving, and there's been some new,
They're trying to put things in cars that'll just completely get rid of the signal.
so,
Yeah, that's what my dad works for Allstate and a lot of car companies. They're also like starting to track your driving, so they can track if you're swerving, what speeds you're going.
Do you think it's beneficial that like car companies and cell phone companies are teaming together, you know, with like law enforcement and stuff to kind of stop this?
I think it just limits my freedom, but
Because like what if you get in an accident and it's not like you get in a regular accident, like they put a cell phone blocker in there, and like if it's the minute the engine turns on, what if I'm in a car that's like they had to use the jaws of life to get her out? What if I'm caught in a car that's on fire and I'm like, oh God, 911.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's life risking.
Unless they're providing some sort of service like OnStar.
Yeah, they understand that here.
But like, the only way to make it okay to block that signal, in my opinion, is to provide that service for free then, because you need to have that alternative.
Yeah.
well, but then like I've gotten like important calls while I was driving before, and then if you don't know you're getting a call until after you get somewhere, like that could be, I guess, pretty.
It risks your job.
It would-
With your business.
Yeah, it would inconvenience everyone just because. I guess
So you think it's not
public
going to be
convenience.
successful if they try to do that?
It probably will, because car companies will do anything to, I guess, get their message out there that they're safer. So.
Like, I feel like there'd be big enough backlash that like let's say like Ford put it in their cars, I think the sales of Ford would just drop.
Because people don't.
Because like business people that like, I know my dad does it, like he hates texting, but he knows how to talk on a phone and drive, he'll just call someone.
have you guys seen ads that have like statistics in them?
Yeah.
So there's new statistic I've heard that texting and driving is pretty much like driving drunk, just because of the amount of awareness you have. Do you guys remember any ads that have had like shockingly big or like just crazy percentages of people dying because of something?
Smoking ads.
Does that stick with you with the statistics?
Not really
Or there was
anymore.
image stuff.
You don't remember numbers, you remember pictures.
I am a smoker, and like I know that smoking ads, like some of them are a little skewed, like far to the anti-smoking side, and like I still work out and smoke, and it's not a big deal. Like, I should quit, but